Hey everybody, my name is Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Before we go any further, like the video, hit subscribe down below for more fantastic New York Jets content, baby. And you can see it, I'm wearing the Jets jersey right now, and it's getting juicy as the Jets try to find out on this game show who will be playing quarterback in 2023. Seems like a game we play every year, quite frankly, but this year it's more exciting than ever because all possibilities are on the table. You see the jersey I'm wearing. This is a Brett Favre jersey. Okay, I'm trying to wheel this into existence because Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers quarterback, and the New York Jets are becoming more real. Earlier this offseason, what a pipe dream. There's no way the Packers get rid of him, right? Well, I'm trying to channel the good vibes here again with the Brett Favre jersey, and I am somewhat sorry to admit I had multiple Jets Brett Favre jerseys to choose from. That's neither here nor there. I will have to deal with that with my therapist at some other point, but let's get into all the juicy details that have come out over the weekend. We're going to start with this one. Adam Schefter of ESPN on Saturday dropped this interesting nugget on the Packers' Aaron Rodgers situation, saying, quote, both sides are fully aware that a trade is a very real scenario this offseason. That's major news because we've heard some flirtation from Aaron Rodgers that maybe he would want to go, but it takes two to tango. The Packers, of course, would have to be willing to trade him, take some dead cap, and just be willing to make a trade happen. So from the Adam Schefter perspective on Saturday, both sides, again, are fully aware that a trade is a very real possibility. Of course, we've done videos on the channel before talking about what, of course, Aaron Rodgers has said on the Pat McAfee show, but that is very interesting. Also, here's another nugget, not that we're going to spend a lot of time on this particular video about it, but Adam Schefter also said that he expects Derek Carr to be traded, quote, earlier rather than later, and the demand exceeds the supply. In other words, saying there are a lot more teams that want quarterbacks than quarterbacks available, so it looks like he could be dealt as well. But we're going to keep this video solely Aaron Rodgers, New York Jets related, which takes us to another juicy nugget from Sunday. Jeremy Fowler, ESPN NFL insider, joined SportsCenter and gave this juicy nugget. I'm going to throw it up here on the board, and I'll also read it to you guys. This is also on my Twitter account, which is a healthy reminder. Always follow me on the old Twitter sphere, @BoyGreen25. We're getting closer and closer to 10K, baby. But here is the quote from SportsCenter on Sunday. Here's Jeremy Fowler. Quote, we don't know the list of teams just yet. It's very early, but we know that Aaron Rodgers does not want a rebuilding situation. That will eliminate some of the teams. So he's due that $58 million. A team has to be willing to rework that. But you look at a team like the Jets. This is the first team he mentioned, by the way. Back to the quote. The expectation is they're going to scour the earth for a new quarterback, potentially. So any of those teams will look into this possibility. They're not rebuilding anymore. They're probably ready to win, end quote. Guys, I don't know about you, but all of this to me is getting juicy. This is getting like, okay, we could start believing this. Let's show the Aaron Rodgers and the Jets jersey on the screen. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that. That looks fantastic. And by the way, Broadway Joe Namath, we talked kind of openly, like, man, Aaron, and this was kind of a joking thing. I didn't think it was a big thing, but Aaron Rodgers, of course, has worn number 12 throughout his NFL career. Joe Namath joined the boys over on Tiki and Tierney, and he said he would be more than willing to unretire the Joe Namath jersey, the number 12 jersey with the Jets, if that would at least help bring Aaron Rodgers here. Now, a little nugget on that story real quick. A Joe Namath jersey was retired back in 1985. That was also a prior ownership. There was the Leon Hess ownership. But here was a quote from Joe Namath as well, just to throw this into the mix. I know Mr. Woody Johnson is trying to get a quarterback. If there's a way we could get Aaron Rodgers, I'm a big Rodgers fan, and I noticed he wears number 12, of course, so I'm thinking, well, man, if we could get him on our side, is he still going to be wearing number 12? Because the number was retired many years ago. I'm sure, like Rodgers, if he's there, yeah, I want him to wear his number, man. We establish ourselves, and we got a real respect for our numbers, and Aaron Rodgers, God almighty, yeah, it'd be great to have him in New York. So, guys, I'm just going to say this as bluntly as possible. We've been talking about this in a couple of my different appearances in the Buffalo Jet Fan YouTube channel. My number one quarterback since the end of the offseason or the end of the season, rather, to right now, as names have come up, Derek Carr, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, and all kinds of other names. I have remained steadfast. The number one guy I want is Aaron freaking Rodgers, okay? He is a back-to-back MVP guy. He is a dynamic quarterback. And I also want to throw this nugget out there because a few people have said, well, Aaron Rodgers is coming off a really bad year, Paul. He's kind of over the hill. I just want to provide this bit of context because I think context is important. This was Aaron Rodgers' numbers last season. He threw for 3,695 passing yards. He had a 26 to 12 touchdown interception ratio and completed 64.6% of his passes. I've heard a lot of Jet fans crap on him and say, terrible numbers. He's clearly on the wrong side of history. Let's just put those numbers in perspective. His 3,695 passing yards would have been the fifth most in Jets history in a single season. His 26 passing touchdowns would have been third most in Jets history in a single season. His 64.6% completion percentage would be seventh best in Jets history in a single season. So for all the people that are out there complaining about Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, saying he's over the hill, he's too old, well, those numbers would all be career marks within the Jets organization, and that was his worst year in seasons. To me, I don't think that's a sign of a decline. That's, to me, a sign of being on a really crappy team, and all of a sudden, he tried to make the best of what he could with a crappy Packers team. You give him Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, this offense? Boy, Aaron Rodgers is for woo! And all these people say, what is it going to take? In the YouTube description down below, we talked about a trade proposal that will include a big package, multiple firsts. And again, you guys can read that down below in the YouTube description. Some people are unwilling to give that, saying, what about our future? What about the present? I think it's about time the Jets stop worrying about the future and worry about the present. I'm not saying disregard everything. We're talking about giving up maybe a first this year, a first next year to go chase a gosh darn ring. Not just make the playoffs, which, by the way, hasn't happened in 12 years. Speaking of 12s, it's to chase a freaking championship. Sometimes at some point, you just got to get aggressive and say, you know what? I'm going to push all my chips into the middle of the friggin' table. We're just going to go for this thing. We're going to go for the jugular. We're going to swing for the fences. If we make contact, spectacular. If we don't, well, at least we tried. At least we went out for this thing. And before it felt like a pipe dream, Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. But every freaking day we get closer and closer, it feels more and more like a reality. So I am praying. I am hoping. I'm willing to sacrifice any animal to the football gods to try to manifest Aaron freaking Rodgers to the Jets. It's just a different shade of green. And Jet fans are saying, well, what about 2008? It didn't really work with Brett Favre. The Jets were freaking 8-3. We're talking about the number one seed in the friggin' playoffs. Now, did it end that way? No. But that season, out of all the terrible seasons we've experienced as Jet fans, that one wasn't that bad. Beating the 10-0 Titans, believing that we could go on a run, there was a lot of good moments in that season. And maybe, just maybe, if we get a second chance at history this time, the Jets can go out on top. This time, they can do something. And fans ask me, well, where are the Jets in 1 year or 2 years after Aaron Rodgers retires? Hopefully hoisting a Lombardi trophy. We're celebrating, baby. What do you mean, where are we at in a couple of years? Let's go chase it. Let's go freaking do it, baby. That's what I want to see. So I'm trying to get it to you. You're hearing all these inside scoops of Jeremy Fowler, Adam Schefter. Again, to me, if I'm the friggin' Jets, I'm going after Aaron Rodgers. The age is irrelevant. Look at how well he's played, statistically speaking. A 1 or 2, 3 year window max. I don't care. Give me that. That's better than what we've seen over the last 12 freaking years of absolutely dog crap. Nothing. And the Jets have a young core of talent. If they didn't have this young core of talent, you just get Aaron Rodgers on one of those old Jet teams, like, fine. I'd be with you. But in this particular case, there's a chance here. And when you have a chance, you got to go all in. Joe Douglas is up against it. Robert Saleh is up against it. And if I was in Joe Douglas or Robert Saleh's shoes and I had to pick a quarterback to save my career, to save my job, and quite frankly, put us in the best chance to win a championship, Aaron Rodgers is on the top of that list. I don't care what his attitude is. Some people say he's self-centered. I don't care if he wins me a championship. He can be a self-centered as he want to. Doesn't matter to me. Let's go win this thing. Let's go chase it. Guys, let us know in the comments down below. Do you want Aaron Rodgers? Are you among that posse? Do you absolutely hate it? Give us some of your reasons why in the comments down below. And feel free to read our wild trade proposal Aaron Rodgers article we stumbled across in the description down below, and let us know what you think. Would you be willing to pull the freaking trigger? Again, guys, it's getting juicy. It's getting spicy, and I am ready. What an exciting offseason we have once again in New York Jets land. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe down below for more fantastic New York Jets content. Until next time, everybody, peace out.